Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Plug and Police. Today we'll be looking at The Prince by Frank Dukes. Frank Dukes is a prolific musician and producer with credits ranging from Post Malone, Drake, James Blake, and I even saw a credit from him on Kidz Bop Greatest Hits. He worked together with his company named Cradle to make a synthesizer, at least that's what they say on their website. It has 250 presets made by Frank Dukes personally and over 130 source samples. Okay, wait a second, this is starting to sound a little bit like a rompler to me. Let's read on. Over 130 source samples from numerous vintage synths, complemented by a plethora of controls and effects to help you craft your perfect sound. The Prince allows you to manipulate two layers independently of each other and mix them with a powerful blend control. Whether it's complementary or complex, soothing or strange, discovering your next hook is effortless and addictive with the Prince. Okay, I get the feeling they're trying to make this sound groundbreaking, and really, at the end of the day, that just kind of just sounds like a normal synth to me. Or rompler. Okay, it requires Windows 10 or Mac OS 10.14 Mojave and above. Plugin formats include AU, VST3, and AAX. So no VST2 here, guys. 600 megabytes, 5-day trial, $179. I'm assuming they'll probably sell expansion packs or some shit at some point. Okay, so now we're gonna take a look at it in the DAW real quick. Okay, so right out the box, UI looks pretty okay. Like the contrast of it, the colors. I think it's pretty decently designed. I like how everything is labeled. You got the amplitude section, the filter section, the source section, LFO. Then you got, a variety of other options here, and you got your effects down here, and you got your different layers here. And then you got your presets at the top. I think I got everything here. Okay, so if we want to change our presets, we can just cycle through them here. They have different groups of presets. There's not like a huge amount of patches in this thing, I noticed, but the patches it has are pretty high quality. We'll go through and try a few here. As you can see, it's pretty rich and lush sounding. Definitely very smooth, right? So one thing I've noticed that I think they could do better here is, at least to my eye, it appears there's no shuffle button. Like if I want to shuffle and go through the patches, like just hit a random one, you got to go click a random one. There's no shuffle feature or anything of the sort. There we go. Try another one. So one thing I noticed about these is they have quite a bit of variety to them. Like you may find a few patches that resemble each other a bit here and there, but for the most part, if you cycle through them, you're going to get a somewhat different sound every time. So the presets are pretty well designed in my opinion. I would hope so, because Frank Dukes claims to have designed them himself, so I would hope the presets are pretty good, plus the $170. Real quick before we move on, let's just take the same thing here, drag another thing in here, and we'll just test out the plucks real quick here. Alright, quick little thing there if you guys want to hear what some leads sound like. So one problem I noticed about this though is the levels are pretty all over the place. Sometimes like the levels seem pretty in line with each other, and all of a sudden there's like one that's way quieter. So as you can hear, quite a bit of a variety between sounds here. Okay, now let's talk about some problems I have with it, and maybe some good things. We'll sprinkle in some good things there too. Problem number one, no bass sounds. Yeah, you heard it right here, folks. Zero bass sounds. If you're buying this expecting bass sounds, no, just no. I'm guessing maybe at some point though, they'll have like an expansion pack with bass sounds or something. There's no way they're gonna completely leave out bass on this. But I guess some of the patches could be used as bass if you go down far enough octave-wise. I am pretty overall happy with the sound of the presets and this rompler, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. It says it's a synthesizer on their website, but I'm pretty sure a synthesizer requires oscillators and not source samples. Alright, so one thing I noticed while using the synthesizer is it does not have MPE compatibility. If you're hoping to draw in pitch expressions or basically anything else MPE does, this has literally zero compatibility with that. So that'll be a point off here. I mean, this might be a little nitpicky here, but I think the delay could have like a self side chaining thing or something. I don't know. Because if I'm going to use a delay, like why am I going to use a shitty delay at this point? Now, it's true you could do a lot of this with Vital and Serum, but I feel like Vital and Serum don't have as smooth of a sound to it. The Prince really has this like smooth, vintage sort of sound to it. It's really hard to describe. It doesn't sound too dirty sometimes, but sometimes some of the patches do. But for the most part, they're pretty clean sounding and just, they sound like ear candy. I'm sure you could basically replicate any of these patches with Vital or Serum or whatever synthesizer you want to use. Now, is it worth $170? It's really hard to say. It depends how much you like these sounds, how much you value the sound of Frank Dukes. But it's also pretty limited in features, especially for a Rompler synth type of thing in 2021. All right, so here's some beats I made with it. If you guys want to check that out real quick, I made like at least 5 or 6, I think. But anyways, I give the Prince a 6 out of 10. I was kind of leaning between 5 and 7, and then what really kind of just drove it more towards 6 is the lack of MP compatibility, the lack of like bass sounds. Maybe the price could be a little bit lower. Other than that though, I mean, it's not too bad. I don't know. Is it really providing something that's that different from what's out there? I'm not really sure. If you guys want to try it though, there's a 5-day trial down in the description. It's also a pretty short trial, by the way. So you better make up your mind quick. But anyways, thank you for watching this video. If this video gets 150 likes, I will unlock Steven from his cage. Help! Help me! Help! Help! Bye!
The Band Incorporated.